This is Andre the Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear and listening into another video from me. This time I'm talking about Pokemon Go. So I kind of held off on doing a video about this because I wanted to experience the app a little bit, and I didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to do that. So this video is a bit late on my experience with it and some of the stuff that I've seen about it. It's been released in a few more European countries today. It's #1 in Germany, I think, right now. It just found that out. Still #1 in the US as far as downloads for a mobile app. Pokemon Go's kind of taking the whole world over. It's a little scary. Firstly, like the app itself is pretty interesting. When you open it up and play it, you can kind of tell that it's using Google Maps. Like, it's quite obvious it's using Google Maps for its GPS and location and mapping everything, because it looks pretty much the same as Google Maps. I've come to find out that you can find certain Pokemon in certain types of areas. Like, you find, if you're looking for like water Pokemon, you'll find them actually near water. Like, I kind of want to say you'll find like Growlithe and stuff like that. All that type of stuff you find in like mountainous regions and stuff like that, and that's actually a pretty cool concept. I wonder if they're going to do sort of like add in like Pokemon migrations and stuff like that. That would be interesting as all hell. Like how like Pokemon migrate and change their positions depending on the time of the year and the weather. That would actually be pretty fucking cool if they started to do something like that. And I'm like looking at it like they could do that. And it would be interesting for them to implement it. I wonder if they have implemented it, to be honest. The game, it's pretty fun though. Like, right off the bat, once you get going, like, you're basically capturing Pokemon from the second you get started. It's kind of like geocaching though. Like, you got to walk around to different locations and landmarks and either catch Pokemon, get items, or battle a gym and try to conquer and take over the gym as the gym leader. So there's a lot of cool stuff, to be honest. Like, and I'm like really interested in seeing where they take this. Like, because there's a lot of possibilities with the game being augmented reality. There's a lot of stuff that they could do with it. But from my experience, it's actually pretty fun. Like, I haven't really had a whole lot of time to sit down with it. I've like spent like maybe 40 minutes to an hour a day playing Pokemon Go so far. Like, and I've enjoyed it. I'm like level 6 right now, and I gotta build up some of my Pokemon. 'Cause I had like 50 or 60 Pokemon, and I transferred a bunch of them, and that shot my level up for some. So I'm like, oh, I transferred a bunch of the ones that a bunch of the repeats, because I'm catching them so I can get the candy, and then I'm getting rid of the weaker ones and keeping the stronger ones. So I'm transferring the weaker ones away, which is a good strategy. So that way you don't have to use as much candy to make them more powerful or to evolve them. Well, you'll have to use more candy to evolve them. I shouldn't have said it that way. Like, there are evolutions. I actually evolved a Pidgey into a Pidgeotto. So, like, I could have caught one, but I was just like, fuck it, I have a really strong Pidgey, I'm gonna evolve this bitch, and that's what I did. So, I'm gonna have to build up their power and stuff, but that requires me to have more time to play and to capture more Pokemon, which I'm gonna eventually be doing anyway. So, but that's the fun thing. I get to do that while I'm out and about and in between driving and making stops and stuff. So I'm cool with that. I will say though, one of the very first warnings of this game is to pay attention to your surroundings, to not be super focused on the app. And people have not been doing that, and there have been accidents that have happened. There was one guy caused a huge ass traffic jam because he wanted to get out and capture a fucking Pikachu. Look, if you want to play this game while you're on the move, take AR mode off. Turn AR mode off, and you can capture the Pokemon while you're moving, and you don't have to stay in one location to get them. I know that's kind of part of the fun of the game, but if you're planning on playing it while you're moving, take AR mode off. Because if you're not actually going to be like, you know, out in a hunt, capture party, like there are people that are doing that right now. Like since the game has been introduced, there have been people going out on capture parties, whereas like groups of people go out and capture huge ass groups of Pokemon and build up their skills and experience and stats and all that shit. So I know that there are people doing that, and like kudos to you guys for getting that shit started. I gotta put up like a post and put up a post on some sort of public message forum and see if I can get me together a capture party and shit. Like, cause I don't want to miss out on all the fun, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people in my area playing that I just haven't met. So I would be cool with doing that. But this is, oh gosh, man, there's one funny thing I think people should know about. Like I saw this a couple days ago. There's a guy actually going to be a chauffeur for people and drive them around so they can go capture Pokemon. Like, and it's an intelligent thing to do. Like, it's a super intelligent thing to do. Like, Nintendo's basically made it possible to have a spin-off industry for people off of their game. I'm like, wow, that's just awesome that somebody thought of that. Like, I'm gonna drive you around and wait for you to go do your Pokemon Go stuff. Crap, why am I yawning? I'm not even tired. That's the bad thing. This yawn was, I was just fighting it off, and it just finally made its way out. I think that's actually pretty smart. Like, that's very entrepreneurial to go ahead and make a move like that. And like, I'm like, wow, like you've got balls and like that's a smart move, because you know there are going to be some people who just, they're going to do it. You could make the public transportation argument, but public transportation won't make stops specifically for you and wait for you to be able to public transport won't make stops and wait for you to get out and go hunt that Doduo and come back. Like, they're not going to do that. But like public transportation, like you can get off and that's it. Like, but he is charging a pretty steep price. But I'm just saying that was a good idea. There's a lot of things that Nintendo could do with Pokemon Go, and I'm looking forward to see what they do. And I'm also looking forward to see how they incorporate this with their next platform, because I have that itching feeling in the back of my head that they're going to be doing something where they're combining mobile with their next platform. I have a feeling they're doing it. And I'm not talking about having a separate handheld device to be combined. Though I do think that's going to happen, but I think that's going to be a more unique thing to how they set it up, where the handhelds could possibly add to the processing capability. But no, with mobile, I'm talking about how mobile apps will interact with the games that they have. See, what people aren't thinking about with Pokemon Go, they could literally set you up with a way to just collect a bunch of Pokemon playing on mobile, and then you could take it home and put them in a game on your home console, and they might actually do something like that. They could do another Pokemon Ranch type thing. There's a lot of stuff that they could do. But I'm done Pokemon Go is a success. Nintendo's doing pretty good. There's some people that are salty as fuck for some reason. Whatever. Nintendo is doing well with another gimmicky thing. Though people don't like gimmicks, apparently. People don't like gimmicks, but this gimmick has Nintendo's app, Nintendo and Pokemon Company's app #1 in several major regions. People don't like gimmicks. But thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more of my stuff. And until the next time, enjoy games. Peace out. I better go catch me some fucking Pokemon.